Eyup Cock, we are going to go over our predictions for this weekend's games in League One. But not before we look at last weekend's. As they say in the industry, that is an absolute stinker. That, onks, I have been so poor there. That is horrendous. There's not many excuses. I mean, I should get bonus points for Barnsley just getting anything because nobody actually gave me time of day with that one. And I got Bolton away at Huddersfield, bang on. But the only thing that I got just result right was Stockport home to Exeter, which were a given anyway. And then the Cardiff versus Reading. I've got 3 teams right, 1 result right, and 9 wrong. Welcome to the channel. Make sure you like and subscribe while you're here. Right, let's get on Thursday nights anyway, because we have got Exeter versus Plymouth in the big old derby. I mean, Exeter obviously off back of that 1-0 loss away at Stockport, which, again, I said it in the AFL review that I did yesterday, or on Monday even, that I thought they were quite unlucky there. Exeter are one that I've not been sold on. I do think they will struggle. They're down in 19th for a reason, but they are playing a side that is 20th as well. Plymouth have started so poorly. They look like they turned a little bit of a corner with I think they won 4 or 5 out of 6 games. Yeah, they won 5 out of 6 games and a loss at home to Peterborough at middle of it. Again, I don't really think they've been playing anybody in the last few weeks. They've played Peterborough at home, Burton away, Wigan at home and Wimbledon at home. And they've won 1, lost 2, drawn 1. That is shocking. In the last 3 home games, to lose to Wimbledon and Peterborough and get a point off Wigan, it's just really not going that well for Tom Cleverley at the minute. With this being his first derby and all, I do wonder if he'll be up to something like this and what atmosphere is going to be like and everything that's on line with a game of this stature. But in the last 2 away games, Plymouth, they've gone to Luton and Burton and scored 7 goals between them both. So, who truly knows? Exeter's home form is really poor at the minute, but again, if you're going to stay up in this league, when you're someone like Exeter, you have got to win your own games. I think Exeter gets something here. I think Plymouth are suited more to playing better sides, which Exeter obviously aren't. We're being down in 19th, no disrespect to the boys. But I think Exeter might get something. I could see it being quite scrappy, a lot of like tackles flying in. It should be a good game. I'll be doing a watch on for you on Thursday. But I meant this to be a draw. I will go Exeter 1, Plymouth 1 to get us started. Big one. Bolton versus Cardiff. Now, I would argue that as of right now, this is the 2 best sides in division. As of right now. Cardiff's performances have been dropping off recently. You can't even argue it. Cardiff's performances have been dropping off, especially their home games. They are having their arse handed to them in game, but the game wins, which ultimately is the only thing that matters. But the performances have not been there as much, and they are top at league. You cannot ignore something like that. Bolton, it's almost the complete opposite. They've been crap results wise for like majority of this season. They are getting a few wins of a line now, but the actual performances, I think this is best side in division, Bolton. I truly think they're the best team in here. Now, this is mainly due to Huddersfield's shortcomings rather than Bolton being that good. But when they played Huddersfield away recently, Bolton, last week, we did a watch on for that as well, Huddersfield will go for 10 minutes and then completely sat back. And then it's just Bolton, shot after shot after shot, wave after wave. It never, ever stopped the bombardment from Bolton on Huddersfield's net. It did not stop. And it was inevitable that they were going to get something. And if it could be a win, to be fair, as it went on. I know I predicted a 2-1 Bolton for the game at Huddersfield, but I didn't think they'd get the win because Huddersfield were just sat so far back that I thought eventually they will get something, but will they get 2? Who truly knows? But against a Cardiff side that is probably going to give you a little bit of a different game, and with Bolton being at home, the home aspect does definitely count for something. Bolton been very good at home in the last few weeks. They've won 5 in a row in all comps, they're scoring a lot of goals. But Cardiff away equally as good. They've not lost going back to the Championship. I think it'll be a low scorer, but still a good game. I don't think it's going to be one of them scrappy shitters where it's like a 1-0 and it's just dull whole game. I think there will be a fair few chances, but both these defences, Bolton's is getting slightly better. Cardiff's is just one of the best anyway, especially if they play Fish and Lawler, the kids. But I think Bolton win. Cardiff are a good side. They've not lost in League One so far away from home. They've only lost twice anyway, but both of them were home games. I think this is the first away loss. I think Bolton are just that good. I will go 2-0 to Bolton. Mansfield and Wigan. Oh, this is quite tough as well. Wigan, I would have just come into this thinking this is probably fairly comfortable-ish by their own standards Mansfield win. I think Mansfield are the better side here, definitely. My opinion on that hasn't changed, just because of like last few weeks. But Wigan had 10 men against Port Vale, who've been very good, Port Vale, I think, last few weeks. They had 10 men for a full half Wigan and still saw out a 1-0 win and defended really good. I don't think they offer a great deal going forward, Wigan. Got to be said. And Mansfield do look like they are definitely better in that department. They went to Luton away last week. New manager bounced with Wilshere and all that, and they bet them 2-0. So Mansfield are a good team. The home aspect, again, is something that I can't really ignore, and Wigan's away form is crap. They've not won a game away from home so far this season, Wigan. They conceded a lot of goals on road and all, to be fair, which is probably a bit of a strong point for them, you'd think, defensively, because I really just don't rate them going forward. I think that trend continues. I see a Mansfield win. No, I don't think it'll be loads of goals because Wigan are conceding the bulk of their goals away from home. I don't think it'll be like that, but I still think Mansfield win. Probably to 0 because I just don't see Wigan offering that much, in fairness, in final third. I will go Mansfield 1, Wigan 0. Wimbledon and Burton. I don't think it's easy as just seeing a Wimbledon win. Based on where they are at minute, like obviously Wimbledon have had a fantastic start. They're up in 5th. Burton are bottom 4. Burton lost at home to Peterborough as well last week. I know it was a wonder strike from Collins for Peterborough. But Burton I don't think are truly that bad. I'm going to say Wimbledon win regardless. I'm going to probably go 1-0 because, I'm not overly convinced going forward with Wimbledon if they can sustain the level of goals that they are doing currently. They're a very good side. I'm not doubting that. They're in 5th for a reason. They played 13 games. They've won 8. They're clearly a good team. But again, these are one that I think benefit more from the defensive structural side of things rather than going and getting loads of goals. Now, they have scored 19. They are one of the top goal scorers in this division, Wimbledon. But I think it'll be quite a nervous, edgy game. Two sides probably trying to deploy the same sort of football. But I just think Wimbledon have got him in that regard. I will stick with a Wimbledon 1, Burton 0. Reds vs Rotherham. This should, in theory, be an absolute doddle. Barnsley have beaten Rotherham 7 times in a row in competitive fixtures, home and away, 7 times in a row. Rotherham and bet Barnsley. I've never seen it in my life, Rotherham beat us. I don't think I've even seen Rotherham score a goal for the most part against us. We've had the number for a while, and I've been adamant all season that I think Rotherham are crap. I said it before the season started. I've said it all the way up to now. I think they're a truly awful side in this division. I really, really do. But, that being said, our form compared to theirs, it's like this. We've been really poor results-wise in the last few weeks. We've not won in 4 league games, which includes losing to Blackpool and Port Vale, dropping a 2-0 lead away at Wycombe and ended up drawing, and then we went and got a point off Bradford. And Rotherham in the last 3 games have won all 3 against Oldham, Northampton and Leyton Orient. With non-made back, it does slightly worry me, but I definitely think Barnsley win. I'm not going to sit here and sugarcoat it. I'm not going to go back on my word now and just try and anti-jinx it. Like, I give Barnsley a win in most weeks anyway. I gave them a win against Bradford. I know we went to get a point, which is still really good. But against Rotherham at home, I don't think it'll be like some of the other results that we've had against them in recent years. I don't think we'll beat them 4-0, something like that. But I still think we should win fairly comfortably. I will go... I actually think... I was going to say I think we'll get a clean sheet, but non-base back, so that's slightly worrying to me. I'll go Barnsley 3, Rotherham 1. I still think we should win comfortably. And it's a really good chance and a really good fixture for us, you'd hope, to get back on horse a little bit, because we've not won in 4 league games. We're still in 10th and we've got 2 games down on a lot of sides, so we're still in mix. But this is a really good chance to get back on it again. We're a side that we beat every single time we outfail. That's going to bite me in the ass. I will go Barnsley 3, Rotherham 1. Leyton Orient and Lincoln. This is a tough one. This is actually a really tough one. Lincoln... Don't get me wrong. I'm not trying to say that Leyton Orient should be winning this game based on like club size or anything like that. There's none of that shite going on. I think it is a tough fixture because of the Leyton Orient home aspect. If this were at Lincoln, I would come straight out and say Lincoln win done, because Lincoln in the last few weeks, obviously they've been outstanding recently. Their own form's exceptional. They've beaten Stevenage, and it's only the second loss Stevenage all season. They bet them 1-0 at weekend. They played Stevenage's style against him that's done so well from so far, and they definitely deserve to win from the bits that I saw. So nothing against Lincoln here. But Leyton Orient, despite them losing away at Rotherham, which takes some doing, they are exceptional going forward at Leyton Orient. Connolly, Ballard, I don't know if Karoma's injured because he didn't start at weekend, I don't think. But they've got some very talented players from a forward aspect, Leyton Orient have. Lincoln are obviously really good as well. Their away form's outstanding. They only lost the first game away at Wimbledon, and then they've won 5 out of the 6 in all comps away other than that, and the only one that they didn't win out of them were Bolton away. So it's not, you know what I mean? It's not the worst away record I've ever seen. Lincoln have been really good on all cylinders. I'm just saying that I think Leyton Orient score is what I would say. Lincoln's defence is very good. 10 goals conceded in 12 games. Really good. A lot of experience in back line. Clearly a good side. They're in 6th for a reason. But I think Leyton Orient score. It's just how many am I truly giving each? Yeah, I think Lincoln score as well. It's definitely both teams to score at this. I think score draw, big score draw as well. I'm going to go for a stupid one. I'm going to go Leyton Orient 3, Lincoln 3. I think there will be a lot of goals in that game. We are both going to set up against each other really, and Lincoln's away record being as good as it is. Yes, they've had a few 1-0s, 1-1s, like nils really away from home Lincoln. They're really good defensively away. But Leyton Orient being that good going forward, I think there's goals in that game. I'll go 3 apiece. Northampton and Luton. This isn't an easy one either. You can't just look at this and think Luton have got loads of brass and a miles better side. Easy Luton win. Like, Northampton are 11th right now. Luton are in 14th. And I know we can sit here and say, by their own standards, you would look at this and think Northampton have been really good, exceptional start. Luton horrific. There's 1 point difference here between these two. Northampton are a point in front of them. Northampton, obviously, in the last few weeks have been really good defensively. They're not offering a great deal going forwards. That does seem to be a bit of a running theme with them. But at home, they've been quite good so far, Northampton have. Very tough game. I've got no idea what Wilshire's style is yet because I didn't watch them against Mansfield. I only saw highlights and Mansfield looked like a better side. But I do just think in a moment's game, you're looking at better squad and thinking that's just going to do it, aren't you? Someone like Jordan Clark in this division has been very, very good for Luton for a number of years in a number of different leagues. And I just think someone like that is someone that Northampton have not got. Northampton have got Oskins and Cameron McGee and some very good players. But I think Luton's is just... You've got to start fancying them soon, haven't you? They've got to turn an horrid run of form around, which has got them in 14th and 8 points off playoffs. Now, bloody hell, that's gone quite a big gap that quite quickly. They did lose 2-1 at home to Rotherham as well, Northampton. And again, bit of a moments game that you saw a free kick going. I think Luton win 2-1. I'll go 2-1 Luton win. Peterborough and Blackpool. I am now extremely worried for Blackpool. They've appointed Ian Evatt as their manager. Now, do I think they'll win this game, Blackpool, coming away to Peterborough, who won the last game away at Burton? Yes. I do think Blackpool win this game. I'm going to look at it right now, actually. I will go 2-1 Blackpool away win. However, I really worry now that this fixture could be in League 2 next season. To be fair, I've maintained that a lot of the teams, a lot of the better sides are bringing in these like project gaffers like Orient and Wilshere and Lee Grant and Brian Barry Murphy. Like, there's a lot of these type of managers kicking about at better sides in this league and bigger clubs with bigger expectations. Blackpool are one of those, regardless of them being bottom after 13 games. They are one that you expect something of. They've not helped by Eyup being injured. That really don't help them. But bringing someone like Everton, who isn't a project manager, because I couldn't tell you what style of football he even plays, he's very passive. There's not a lot of intensity there, which I think Blackpool are absolutely desperate for. I think they might have shot him in the foot, the leg, the knee, every area of body. I think they've just committed football suicide, unfortunately. Now, this could come and bite me in the ass, and it probably will. But despite me thinking they will win this game 2-1 against Peterborough, I think Blackpool could be going down. That is a really, really stupid appointment. It was so crap at Bolton. Like, certified failure in this league. We're a much better team. Yeah, we'll go and get him in. In a league where all four that have come up are probably going to stay up. And you've got Plymouth 20th, Reading 22nd. You've got some really favoured sides down at bottom. And you've gone for that. I truly don't know. But I'm going Blackpool 2-1 away win anyway. Reading and Donny. Oh, this isn't an easy one either, you know. Like, Donny are in 12th. And in grand scheme of things, fantastic start. But their form is absolutely shocking in the league. Absolutely shocking. And they've not even been playing anybody, really. Reading, I know they lost away at Cardiff. But that is probably the best performance and stats and everything that lies with Reading. I think that's the best that I've seen them perform, really, this season so far. And they ended up losing the game, just mainly due to Cardiff's keeper, who looked like a stormer, to be fair. Donny have been poor in recent weeks, like we've just said. I think they may be looking over the shoulder a little bit, because after a good start, you're now only 5 points in front at bottom four, and a lot of them are winning down at bottom. And Donny have got some really tough fixtures coming up. You've got this, and then you've got Barnsley. There's some tough old games for Donny coming up. And especially when Reading played well last week against Cardiff, I do lean with the home side here. I am going to go Reading win. And to be honest, I'm going to go to 0. I'm going to go Reading 2, Donny 0. But when you've got someone like Molyneux on bench, who is easily Donny's best player by an absolute mile, you've got someone like that on bench because they're not performing. Something has got to give quickly. Because otherwise, you're going to be looking over your shoulder and think it's going to be one of them objects in mirror seem closer than they appear. It's going to be one of them ones. It will come on you really fast. You will drop like a stone if they keep with these performances done in the results. And I think it carries on for another few weeks. I'm going to go Reading 2-0. Stevenage and Bradford. I mean, Stevenage's form recently has been absolutely ridiculous. But they did go and lose 1-0 away at Lincoln. With it being an home game, and this season so far, all comps, Stevenage have won every single game. However, that was also the case for Bradford at home before Barnsley come into town. Just wanted to put that one in there again, that Barnsley had the only side to get anything at Vale Parade so far this season. Just want to put that one in there again. I can see why Bradford is so exceptionally good at home, having been there at weekend, and I can see why they've won every game other than that. Away, they're not as good. They're a little bit more hot and cold. They've still been quite good, in fairness. They've only lost to Newcastle League Cup and Donny away. So, again, not that bad, really. There's a few draws in there and all, to Northampton away, to Peterborough away, to Rotherham away. Not sides that you will look at and think, okay, they're serious. I don't really look at Bradford here and think they will come and win. But same for Stevenage. I think this is an absolute nailed-on draw. Bradford as a team are very good. I've not seen Stevenage for a full 90 yet, so I can't make a proper assumption on them yet based on what I think they will be like in game against someone like Bradford, who I just have seen. The two top sides for a reason. The second and third, it'll be a good game. But I think Bradford can be got at from a defensive point of view, but they're so direct and shove so many men forward that I think they'll score a lot of goals. I think this is shaping up for a fairly good game. A couple of goals, not all ridiculous, because Stevenage have only conceded 9. I'll go Stevenage 1, Bradford 1, but I think a draw looks nailed on there. Wycombe and Huddersfield. Michael Duff at Wycombe, ex-Huddersfield manager, going up against an Huddersfield side that look absolutely shot for confidence. The game management's horrendous. You go 1-0 up and sit back. It's what relegation foddered sides do. This is a Wycombe win if I've ever seen it. Straight off bat, 2-1 Wycombe. I think they'll make it horrible for Huddersfield. They'll make it quite gritty. And even in games where they've not been performing well recently, since Duff's come in, they were crap against Barnsley. Scored 2 goals late on and got a point. They didn't look that good against Blackpool. Scored in 92nd minute to get an equaliser. They went to Wigan, didn't play that well, and won. They're not playing particularly well, Wycombe, but they gained the results. Huddersfield were like that at start. I don't think they played that well, really, in some of the games, but the bottom line, again, is very high. But now they're not playing well and losing games. And that's when the papering of it caps from previous weeks comes to light, because you've been playing rubbish against any half-decent side. Huddersfield have lost, apart from Stevenage. They've lost every other bigger game that they've come up against so far. And I think this, with the attention that it's going to get because of Duff, and it's still been a fairly new manager at Wycombe and him having quite a good start there, I think it's nailed on that Wycombe win this game. Grant could be in a bit of bother, and he should be based on that Bolton game alone. Port Vale and Stockport. I am glad that Stockport have got a game like this coming up, because they've been quietly winning a lot of games recently. Stockport have. They're up into 4th. They're only a point off top of division. And that's with a fair few injuries as well. The recent form in league, Stockport have won 4 and drawn 1. And the game last week for Port Vale don't really help, because they've been exceptional before then. They've had a lot of wins in not a lot of time, really, Port Vale. After quite a poor start, they've won loads in a row. But then to go to Wigan away, play against 10 men for a full half and lose, I think the confidence might be pegged back a little bit. But Darren Moore's a very good manager. He did it in this division with Wednesday. I know it's a completely different level and squad and expectation, really. But when they lose, they come back and win like 4 in a row straight after. I do think the simplicity of Darren Moore just suits this league. They're a really good defensive unit. Stockport are going to offer a lot of problems, though. They are going to give him a serious game. It's just whether I think Stockport can actually win. I don't think Port Vale win. I've got to keep it real. I don't think Port Vale win this game. I think Stockport are just really quite good. Do I think Stockport win? They've only won 3 away from home so far this season. And again, it's not the worst tally ever when you've played probably like 7, something like that. But they won away at Wycombe, away at Rotherham, and away at Huddersfield. So quite varied in the level of teams that they were playing. But I think just because Darren Moore is a good manager and I really like him, and I rate like Port Vale's chances, me anyway. I think they're a good side. Defensively very good. I think they'll make it difficult for Stockport to play. I will go Port Vale 1, Stockport 1. I will go with a draw and play it safe. Splinters up my ass. That's that. Absolute pleasure. Love you all. Kiss. Thank you very much for watching. Make sure you like, subscribe if you do enjoy. Hype the vid. Thank you very much for watching, and I will see you in a bit. I will be doing a watch along on Thursday, by the way. I just want to reiterate that again. Watch along Thursday for Exeter Plymouth. Goodbye.
I say I'm a man. Yes, I'm a mucker. I think of me saying as a right good looker. I say up that. Show us bit it.